Hello and welcome to today's OK Golf HD broadcast. My name is Musa and I am one half of the team at Okidokiko. Today I'll be playing through a build of the full game, the full OK Golf HD game. So what we're going to be doing is playing a few levels here and there to give you an overview of what kind of courses and what kind of gameplays are in the game. We won't see everything, but we'll have a small selection. So it's a work in progress, and hopefully nothing will break. We went through a little bit of it yesterday, and things seem to be okay. So let's jump in with the tutorial. Start with the basics and take it from there. Alright, so one of the nice things that we have here is multiple controller supports. So we actually handle both the controller and keyboard, and it switches on the fly. So here I'm actually playing with a controller. But if I move my mouse, you'll see that it automatically jumps to mouse and keyboard. And that's really handy. So let's bring back. This is our small tutorial level. You can zoom in and zoom out, and this is very handy because a lot of our levels have little Easter eggs. So make sure that you look around and find those. So let's take our first shot. So OK Golf is the relaxing golfing experience played on beautiful miniatures. That's kind of how we build it and how we see it. And we do that by having we've kind of done away with all of the clubs and complexities with the ball. So you have three types of shots. The first one is your regular shot. The second one, you can give yourself a bit more loft and range, and that's the power shot. But it comes at the expense of precision. So you can see that the indicator sways around, so you have to time your shot a little bit better. And once you land on the putting green, we switch you directly to the putter. So you can't loft the ball, but you can have a nice little roll. Boom! And that's for the tutorial. So let's jump into another level. We're gonna play the actual courses. So we just saw a level from Long Lake County, and we'll let you discover this level is actually completely playable in the demo. Right now we're participating in the Steam Festival, so just if you jump in, you can play all 9 holes and a few little secrets. So let's have a look at the next course in the list, which is Arizona. And this one's got a slightly drier look. It's remained very beautiful, at least we'd like to think so. And as you can see, we've done our research and added a beautiful skybox and nice sunset lighting. So the golf in OK Golf is about nice shots, but it's also about observing your course and trying to find shortcuts. And here you can see that the regular path would take you kind of around the mesa in the middle and bring you onto the green. But if you notice, there's a few little stray patches of green, and what I'm going to try and do is take a shot around the mesa and get a good bounce on the rocks on the other side and try and cut short. It is risky, and I think I got kind of lucky by just skirting the edge of the road. Now for some... So this is the other thing we've added. It's landing camera, and it allows you to kind of see where the ball is gonna land. Here I'm trying to gauge whether I should... Ah man, so close, so close. So I won't make it in. I won't make it for the birdie, but we'll have to settle for par. Not too bad. So this is Arizona, and as you can see, it feels and plays quite a bit differently from Georgia, where you have a lot of water. The next one we're going to have a look at is the Tsukimi Garden in Kyoto, Japan. And this one is based off of beautiful Japanese gardens that you can see in some cities. And it takes us from a nice moonlit night all the way to dawn, so we'll have a small look. It's chock full of little details like floating lamps and fireflies and beautiful bridges. It almost makes you want to, take the stroll rather than shoot a few holes. We'll do both. So here I'm gonna take a regular path. I'm not really too sure where the shortcut is. I'll play it safe, or at least start a bit more safely. Okay, cool. We did not fall into the gravel. So here, instead of bunkers, you have to watch out for the gravel. But it's meant to be more of a soothing course than a challenging one here. Doesn't mean that there aren't opportunities for some nice shortcuts. Let's try. That was close. And chip in. Still only par, but we'll try and do better in a minute. So this is a nighttime level in Tsukimi Garden, and like I was saying, as you play along the holes, the environment will change a little bit, and by the end of your golf journey here, you'll actually be making it to dawn, and you can see that it looks very different. It's a little bit easier to see the fairway, but it's just as beautiful. And here we've got a course that's kind of circling around a pond in the middle, and we have a nice big green. You just have to watch out for the fireflies in the water. And I think I might have found a shortcut. So part of the game is about finding the shortcuts. Another part is, of course, about the skill of gauging your shots and making sure that you're controlling the landings. Here, I don't know if I'm gonna manage to chip it in because my club's too strong. Yeah. It's really nice. It's like playing on those, if you had dioramas where you could play golf. Our first birdie for the day, awesome. Alright, so let's continue our golfing journey. We started mostly with classic and iconic golfing destinations, and obviously Hawaii is one of the big ones there. And you can hear the waves crashing already. We're gonna go and check one of them out a little bit closer. So it's Pahoehoe Ridge, and it's got lush greens, big bunkers that you have to watch out for. We have basalt lava, so that's the rock. and we have a big green, but you have to kind of be careful because generally the slopes are quite strong, so it's very easy to end in the wood. Of course, we like to add little details that kind of put the diorama together. And I think we should hurry and play because the skies are getting a bit cloudy. Alright, so that's 4, laddie. Okay, so this tree is a little bit in the way, but I think we can manage. Oh, yo, yo, yeah. Oh, I wasn't careful enough with the slopes. Let's try this shot again. No, exactly same shot means exactly the same result, so maybe I'll try a different path. It's more on the difficult side as a course, with very slippery rocks and big bunkers, so you kind of have to watch out for those. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, I really thought I'm gonna have to fudge the score mark on this one to defend my developer honor. So can I chip it in from here? I think we're gonna play it safe given how poorly I did so far. Ah, so close. Yeah, it's butt cheek clenching time. I think I should be able to put it in. Actually, sorry, chip. That was a chip in. And we'll quickly gloss over this small mishap and go on to the next one. And yeah, you can see the sky get really dark. This one's a bit more classical. You kind of have a fairway that gets divided into two with some rocky basalt cut with some big bunkers, and then again a green that has very steep slopes that's well framed with the shipwreck. And here I think I might have found a shortcut, so keep an eye out for those. They generally give you a nice way of cutting through the course. Of course, the trick is that after that you have to stick the landing. Let's try and use our landing camera a little bit. Will I make it? Just. It's not very golf-like of me to play off rock, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Have a quintuple bogey to catch up on. Alright, so this is Hawaii. We'll now continue our golfing journey and go to another shoreline, but this one in Scotland. Some would say it is the birthplace of golf. It certainly is a very beautiful destination, one of my all-time favorites, because we've got nice wind and grass that kind of sways and reacts to it, quiet beaches, laughing seagulls. I really like it. I feel at peace just wandering around. And it's also one of the first levels where we actually have you have to fight against the elements, so you can kind of see that my shot is shorter than usual, and if I go sideways you can kind of see that the trajectory is pushed to the side, and that's because of the wind. So it actually reacts with the wind, and you can see it move or get bent the more you are sideways to the wind. and it gets shortened if you're shooting against the wind. So you have to be careful, because what this means is that your ball goes sideways if you're shooting into the wind. You can see here it kind of went a little bit back. But you can actually use that a little bit to your advantage, because it means that it has a bit of sideways motion. And what I'm going to try and do here is hit it in the rough, but just at the edge, so that I benefit from the stopping power of these the strong grass, and then it gets me a little bit closer to the green, and then I can just chip it in. So you have to watch to pay attention to the environment and use it to your advantage when you can. Every obstacle is an opportunity. Ta-da! So we're gonna check out another hole in Aberdeen. We kind of, with every course that we went to, we always make sure that not all of the holes look the same, and you have a nice journey that takes you through some iconic locations. And as you can see on the preview images, these are temporary. We're going to be filling them with real images as we continue building the game. So in your stroll in Aberdeen, you get to see some nice ruins, which is another, classical thing from Scotland. At least so we'd like to think. And you can kind of see it looks and feels very different from the one we just played. We've got nice towers and steeper cliffs, so you have to watch out for those shots. You can't just let it rip. And you can see that the sky is darkening a little bit again. So let's see how this goes. You can see that we have our regular fairway that's slowly getting eaten up by rough grass, bunker, bit of a strong drop, and the green. So I think this one, I'm gonna try something a little bit crazy. You can see that the wind bends my shot to the side, so I'm a bit scared that if I shoot it here, it's just gonna go all the way sideways. And I noticed this patch of fairway here, and I think I can get it through the window, the broken windows here. And maybe I can use that trick with the rough to stop my ball. Yes. Beautiful shot. Awesome. If I may say so. But we're not completely out of the woods yet. I think I have to do a small pit stop here. Yeah, with the wind, the grass really comes to life. You can see it sway. Charles did an amazing job on this one. So Charles is the other half of Okie Dokie Cove, and the tech wizard behind a lot of things you're seeing and hopefully playing. Do check out the demo. So I'm on a roll. I think this is my third birdie in a row. Let's see if we keep. So onwards to Florida. We're kind of crisscrossing the world and finding the best courses to get you to play and experience the best of what golf has to offer. So we're in sunny Miami, and we've got a lush course with very sloped fairways, big bunkers, and all surrounded by water. And if you don't feel like golfing, you can always just take a seat and enjoy the game. It would be cool to just have this spectator mode. We don't have spectator mode yet, but we do have multiplayer. It's in the works. It will be coming with the full game. We will have online, offline multiplayer, so whatever the situation, you can get your golfing fix with your buddies. Alright. And that's one in the water. Yeah, the slopes you kind of have to play around or with. You really have to watch out. And there's little bit of wind. You can kind of see the gusts. I'm gonna play it safe. I have a bit of an idea I want to try. Can I cross? Oh no, it's too short. Alright, so then let's try this. I had a bad feeling. Oh, bam, bunker. That's not good. The sun is not shining on me. We're still working on the gameplay impact that the rough and the sand would have. Right now it's still a little bit too strong, we feel. But the idea is that if you end in a bunker or in the rough, there's a bit of a penalty to your shot. You can't hit it as strongly or as precisely as is the case in real golf. Okay, this is gonna be a long putt. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes. So all of those birdies gone in one shot. Triple bogey. Time to catch a flight out of Miami and back to Europe. Next one we're gonna have a look at is England. It's Somerset, England. This is central England, and what we did here, other than have beautiful bird sounds, is we added a new gameplay element that you can hopefully see already. That's the rain. And this is not only visual, it actually has a gameplay impact, and it affects the bounce and roll of the ball, as wet ground does not behave the same way. So beautiful England, rainy England. You can kind of see that the bounce isn't as high as you would expect it to. And that includes the putting green. So this is a very simple par 3, so we're just gonna play it straight, no fancy shots. It also affects the roll, so here I didn't take a full shot and I paid the price. But not all levels are rainy, so some of them are only cloudy, although this is another rainy one, so we'll let you fight with the weather forecasts in the full game. We're still looking at maybe adding some of the... Right now these elements are unique to each course, but we're thinking about potentially exposing these to the settings, so you get to choose whether you want to play a specific hole with or without wind, with or without rain. We're looking at it. It might be a little bit too complicated, but let us know if it's something that you'd be passionate about. So here we're in Paris. It's the first level, kind of a bit exotic or a little bit out there that we created, and the idea was that we get to golf on the classical rooftops of Paris with the nice natural wonders that it offers. Hey, iron is natural. And we've kind of gone for a cross with classical French gardens, so the types that you would see in the Champs-Élysées or the Versailles castle. So you have neatly trimmed hedges, parterres of flowers, and of course your usual putting green. I think I might be able to actually sink this one in. Yes, beautiful. So there's a few different takes on Paris. Some of the levels are above the Eiffel Tower, some of them are more near the circus. And you can see different kinds of gardens, more or less intricate. and we also have a few little Easter eggs here and there. So here you can kind of see Parisians having their Parisian life. See if you can find the rat that is a very good cook, whom we shall not name. Alright, onwards. So we're gonna stay at high altitude, maybe even a little bit higher altitude, but this time we're gonna be going to Nepal in the Himalayas, and we're gonna combine altitude with wind. Very, very strong wind. So welcome to Kaski Pass, where you've got beautiful glaciers, very steep cliffs, and narrow and windy fairways. So again, a very different feel. And you can see the wind moving the rough, and we've got nice flags reacting to the wind. They're kind of helping you, telling you which way it's blowing. And of course, it wouldn't be complete without a nice Himalayan backdrop. So I think this one I'm gonna play it safe. I don't really wanna see the glaciers up close. So we'll land on this corniche here. And I think I might be able to get us across. Okay. Turns out slow and steady does get you through. Oof. This is gonna be tricky. Alright, so it's sloped, so we'll try and land it a little bit off to the side. Alright, not too bad. Again, it won't be a birdie, but I'll take a par given the tricky course there. So this is Himalayas, and we've got various landscapes. This one's more of a chasm, and you kind of have to make your way over like bits of cliff, and you have to dodge the bunkers. And here it's, instead of a dog leg, it's a bit of a U-turn, so we're gonna have to find our way. The wind is not making this any easier. Come on, flag! Couldn't you be placed somewhere? I am in the rough. In the reeds. Okay. At least I did not fall into that bunker. Dun dun, haul out! Alright. So this is a small overview of Himalayas. We'll continue our way to Colorado, and here we're gonna start with a nice morning stroll in the beautiful woods of Hallows Creek, and you can kind of see the leaves falling. It's harvest time for the pumpkins, although Mr. Pumpkin would not be very happy about you taking his babies. So Colorado's an interesting level. It's kind of a bit maze-like. It feels very open, so you can go to the right or you could go to the left, and it's for you to kind of observe and figure out what path you want to take. Really, if you can shoot, if you can land on it, it's a valid path. And there's a lot of ways of approaching this level. So as you saw, the putting green is actually all the way at the edge here, and it's a rather narrow one. So the normal or the classical way is kind of a dog leg going left, but I think I'm gonna try a slightly less classical approach through the woods. And hopefully I don't meet any big bad wolves or headless horsemen. Here it would be headless pumpkin men. Oof, that was a close one. I actually skirted past this tree. And now I might just be able to make it onto the putting green. I have to be a bit careful because it's quite slow, so if I shoot too much to the left, it's gonna roll off. Come on, no, stop. And down. Okay, that's looks easier than it actually is. That shot is a bit tricky. I think I'm gonna go even more off center. Otherwise, come on. Nice. This would have gotten me in the first one, and we could have gotten ourselves an eagle, but it's okay. We're gonna have to settle with the birdie. So yeah, always make sure that you look at the level and explore it thoroughly to find out if there's any shortcuts or surfaces that you could use to get to the hole closer. So in this level, you can kind of see that things have changed a little bit in Colorado, and here we've kind of taken a bit of a Halloweeny or Hallows Eve feel, and look, Mr. Pumpkin's really angry. Someone must have stolen too many of his pumpkins. So you kind of have to navigate the course, but now visibility is much lower. As you can see, there's a mysterious fog that's enveloped the land with a much denser forest, so shortcuts are a little bit harder to find. Nonetheless, we shall try our way. I think we'll just take a big open shot. And actually, where is the green? Okay, it's here. It's kind of hidden behind all of these trees. Can I cut through? I think I might actually be able to. Save ourselves maybe a shot or two. Yeah, it's a little bit too tight this way, but I might be able to just make it through here. No, it's a little bit too trigger happy. Still, we made it. Yeah, no way we get through this one. Alright, so we'll just take the long way. If we're lucky with the alignment, I might be able to chip it in. Close. But we are gonna have to settle for yeah, the greens are a bit more slippery than you would expect them to. Alright. I'm still getting used to the to playing with the controller. Generally I play with the mouse and keyboard, and I thought it'd be a great opportunity to get some mileage. Alright, so after autumn comes winter, obviously, but we're gonna be spending it in Finland, in Juovustalu Park. Pardon the poor pronunciation. And here this is actually based off of places that are beyond the Arctic Circle. And here we have a mild snowstorm, so you can kind of see it's affecting visibility and adding a little bit of wind, but it still makes for beautiful dioramas. So we've got a small ice pond and snowmen to keep us company. Someone forgot their sleigh, and of course the green. It's really picturesque. It's very soothing and very quiet course. So let's try it out. I think there is a course actually beyond the Arctic Circle. I forget whether it's in Russia or in one of the Nordic countries, but I would doubt that they play it during the snowy season though. That's an OK Golf exclusive, folks. Alright, can I make it to the hole in one shot? Yes, it is. Beautiful. So this is the first hole I'm going to show you, and then we're going to have a look at another one because it's one of my favorites, and hopefully you'll see why. If you've ever been to the Great North or the Great South, you know that during winter there's a phenomenon that is absolutely awe-inspiring, and that's the auroras. And we thought we couldn't do the Great North without one of these, and it's really breathtaking. Look at that. It's majestic. And for the actual course itself, we've kind of gone for a bit of Christmas market feel, with decorated trees and Santa's gifts. So who knows, actually he might be around. Look, we even have a Santa snowman. Alright, so we're getting closer, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but the gifts have something for you to do. Oh, someone's private sauna. Okay, so how are we gonna get through here? Yeah, I kind of got myself a little bit stuck here. We're gonna have to drop in onto someone's lawn. Hopefully they don't mind. I snowed myself in. This means no power shot, so I kind of have to get out of it with a regular shot. Yeah, and the rooftop's kind of blocking the view. Pump, pump. Yeah, the tunes you're actually hearing are all new, and we currently have about 4 or 5 of them, and they were made by the talented Håkon Davidson, who graciously composed music especially for OK Golf HD. So we're very thankful and very, very lucky to have his beautiful piano melodies accompanying us here today. So this is Lapland. We're gonna skip the next course, which is the greatest hits. It's a little bit of everything we've already played, and we're gonna go to warmer weathers, warmer skies as it were, in the Egyptian Sahara. Of course, it wouldn't be complete without an oasis in the pyramids. So you get to see them from far, but if you explore the course a little bit, you actually might get closer to them than you'd imagine. So let's actually let's have a stroll around the course. You can see that the fairway is hugging the oasis, and you kind of have to go through the palm trees, and then looks like the sun kind of overran things here. And you kind of have to turn around, do a U-turn, and back onto an invaded putting green. And as always, it's generally rewarding for you to kind of look at things off course. And you can kind of see here that there's a bit of a special something going on around here. So why don't we check that out? We'll venture off course for a bit of off-road golf, as it were. It's Indiana Jones on the Gulf of Doom. Yeah, it's a little bit more worth golfing off the fairway. On we go, but it's well worth the effort. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but I couldn't resist sharing this with you guys. Yeah, and the camel man agrees. Oh, I managed to get myself a little bit stuck. Come on. We need to make this shot maybe a little bit less awkward. Oops. I'm destroying archaeological artifacts. Let's give it another try. Slow and steady. Oh ho ho! What have we here? A pottery chamber. Dun dun. Yeah, so of course, with ancient Egypt, we couldn't resist having you golf above and underground. So here you can kind of see what might be a burial antechamber. And ancient Egypt wouldn't be complete without puzzles for you to figure out and solve. So I'm not gonna spoil it further. We'll just, you know, seize the amulet and make our way out. But I really wanted to show you guys this level because it's a little bit out there, but we really think you're gonna love discovering the ancient wonders of Egypt. So I thought I'd show this because the lighting's just really cool. So remember, there's more than meets the eye in this particular golf game. It's not just about what's happening on the course. But let's play maybe one more. Just one more hole in Egypt, since we didn't really, you know, do a proper golfing adventure. Let's go for this one. So you can see the pyramids are always not very far, and we have a river leading us all the way to the green. This is a difficult, one of the more difficult ones, because you're playing on very narrow fairways, and you really have to take the course into account, or rather the topography of the course into account. And as you can see here, it bounced really hard, so I'm actually going to make it back to the fairway before I continue. This was butt clenching. Yeah, now that's harsh. We get a to end on a nice view with the pyramids and some ruins framing the shot. Alright, so that's Egypt. We're gonna go from one mythology to another. We're here. We're with the Linkapel ruins in Wales, and this level is more of a King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table feel, with a magical landscape and little floating wisps that might lead you to unknown treasures. Who knows? Some say you should follow the wisps, others don't. But as you can see, it's beautiful fields of bluebells that kind of straddle the fairway, and your main obstacle is the trees and the water, so you have to watch out for those. And it's very narrow putting greens. So let's take our first shot here. Settle gently. The nice thing about Linkapel ruins is the slopes are rather gentle, so there's no bad surprises with the bounce or the roll. Nice and easy. We'll quickly check out another one, and then we'll move on to the next course. And this one's really gorgeous because we've got the fog and the sun peering through the clouds. It's really magical. We have a blast creating these levels, and it's almost as relaxing making them as it is playing them, honestly. It's like what I imagine making a diorama is like. My shot was a little bit too quick. Where would I make it if I take my shots? It's not too bad. We're gonna, ruffle a few bluebells, but I think we might be able to make it for par. Yeah, it's a contemplative golf in the classical way. We are actually introducing a new game mode in multiplayer that you're gonna have to discover. It's a little bit more out there. It's not so meditative. It's KO golf, and hopefully we're gonna be talking about it more in the coming weeks. So the next level is our homage to actually last year, I think, was it? The 50th anniversary for the Apollo mission and the moon landing, and we commemorated it with by creating a nice level that's taking place in Catena Veral and beyond. So let's check it out. We're back in Florida, but
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower clear. Roger, roll.
as you can see, it's a slightly changed Florida. So we're gonna try and catch up with that rocket because, you know, you can see the reflection of it going and going and going. But we're gonna take a different path to it. The only one we know, the path of the golfer. Oh, well, I didn't say the path of the good golfer. And on Tranquility Base, which is actually the name of the base up on the moon, we got ourselves some nice golfing. As you can see, we have an Earthrise, we've got the new craters, and a brand new gameplay, which is gravity golf. So I was told yesterday, I discovered, I didn't know it at all, but on one of the Apollo missions, they actually did play golf on the moon. So we're a very historically accurate golfer. I think the shot there was one of the biggest drives, because no gravity, right? So similarly here, your shots are not as precise as you expect them to. They'll generally go a bit beyond what the markers say. And the same, the bounciness is very different, so you kind of have to manage that, which keeps the experience nice and fresh. But if you master it, you can still get your pars. So we'll check out one more. Like with every other level in OK Golf, there's always details off to the side, and you can see here the lunar lander and the rover. And if you continue looking in the different courses, you might actually find their occupants. They may or may not need your help with a mission, but I'll leave it at that. I'll let you discover it in the full game. So can I get a birdie on the moon? Come on, come on. Will the gods of bounciness be in my favor? Yes! There we go, birdie on the moon. I think that might be the only birdie on. Right, so we're also introducing new courses, and all new, brand new, that are exclusively for the HD version. And the first one is a bit of an homage to 80s virtual reality movies like Tron and some of those. So they've got of course, a different look and feel. Like here we can see we're a bit in the Matrix. But they also introduce new and unique gameplay. So here, for example, beyond the fact that you've got your green good areas and orange bad areas, the snake that you see, which is a bit like that old Nokia game snake, are actually an obstacle. So if you hit the snake, you're eaten and you're reset. So you kind of have to time your shot in such a way that the snake can't get you. So we're really very early with these levels. So this is just a test level. We're going to be creating more intricate setups and fun ways for you to play around with this whole new environment. But we wanted to give you guys a sneak peek. So this is the first of two levels that we're making. The second one is so fresh that I'm actually gonna have to load it via the debug menu. And it's another kind of whimsical world, but this one a bit more soothing, a little bit more welcoming. We don't have a name for it yet, and your suggestions for it are welcome, but we're calling it Fabric World right now. So you've got your ball of yarn. You can see that the fairway is made out of fabric. The rough is made of fabric with threads sticking out. We've got trees that are also woven. We've got a beautiful water that's made out of denim with zippers on the sides. It looks like it's so fluffy, and woolen bunkers, because you know we want to cradle the ball when it falls in and have it feel super comfortable. And we even have ourselves a teddy bear. That's kind of your spectator for this game, and it looks and it plays really nice. We're just working on the visuals right now, and we're having a lot of fun with it, and we really can't wait to bring it to you guys. But as you can see, it's gorgeous. I can feel the stress melt away. And it plays quite nicely. So this is just again a test level where we're still working to nail the look. But you can kind of see that it already plays and feels really nice. See, I almost made it into the bunker, but I wasn't worried, because this is a welcoming place. This is a very soothing and calm place, and a helpful one too. Boom. Alright, that's it for the overview of some of the courses and holes in OK Golf. Do check out the demo that's playable right now, and if you enjoy it, wishlist us, and feel free to drop in forums or Discord and let us know what you think, what you'd like to see more of, less of. We'll be hopefully live streaming more about the game, particularly about the online modes and the other game modes that we're working on. We're working towards a release for this summer, and we hope you enjoyed this time with us. Until next time, have a great Saturday or Sunday, depending on where you are in the world. And stay safe. Have a good one. Bye bye.